So if you guys experience any of these signs and symptoms, you might want to take a pregnancy test. Just saying, just in case. This is the one when I was like, no, no, this is the one. This is the sign that I am pregnant for sure, for sure. Hey, it's Shay. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. If you are new here, this channel is all about motherhood, lifestyle, and beauty. If that is something that you enjoy watching, stick around and subscribe to my channel so that you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Now let's get into today's video. Today is all about the earliest signs and symptoms of pregnancy, and I'm going to be speaking personally from my experience and how I knew I was pregnant before I even took a pregnancy test. Yes, I legit knew that I was pregnant before I even took this test, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I knew. So before I get started, I am not a professional, I am not in the medical field, but I'm just speaking, like I said, from my experience. So everyone's body is different, so you may experience these symptoms, you may not. Everyone's different, but I'm going to share with you guys just a few symptoms that I dealt with and how I knew I was pregnant before I knew I was pregnant, if that makes sense. So one of my very first symptoms, and I didn't realize it was a symptom at first, was fatigue. I was extremely, extremely tired. I was so tired, I could barely keep my eyes open at work or at school. I remember being at my internship and I was just extremely, extremely sleepy, staring at the computer like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Why am I so tired? Like, it was a different type of tired. It wasn't like, oh, I need to take a nap. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to fall out right now. Like, if I don't get some sleep. It was literally crazy. I was tired from the time I woke up in the morning to the time I freaking lay my head down at night. All day long, just tired, 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 not feeling like doing anything but sleeping all day. So I didn't realize that it was a symptom. But retrospectively speaking, that was definitely a huge sign that I was pregnant because I'm never that tired, never. And me being extremely tired lasted my entire first trimester. I was exhausted. I had no energy. It was crazy. Now, my next symptom and one of the earliest signs of pregnancy is frequent urination. You guys, when I say frequent, I mean like within the hour, you go into the bathroom like 5 times within 1 hour. It was ridiculous. I'm like, am I really drinking that much water? So like, I kind of slowed down on drinking the water because I'm like, nah, I'm going to the bathroom mad times. This is crazy. This is not normal. I was using the bathroom so much. So much. And this is before I even found out that I was pregnant. And I remember after I did find out I was pregnant and we still weren't telling anyone, not even our parents yet, I was at my mother-in-law's house, and I kept going to the bathroom. She's like, you all right? Like, why do you keep going to the bathroom? Like, are you okay? I'm like, oh my gosh, she knows. She knows. But I don't really think she knew. But yeah, you guys, that is a huge sign, okay? If you're going to the bathroom back to back to back to back to back to back to back, you might be pregnant. You might be pregnant. Like, I legit thought I had a bladder problem or something. Like, I'm like, no, this is not normal. Why am I going to the bathroom so much? Lo and behold, it's because I was pregnant, and that lasted all 9 months. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're watching this video and you think you might be pregnant, or if you just found out that you're pregnant and you're trying to see what other symptoms you might get, you're going to be going to the bathroom frequently for the next 9 months, okay? It doesn't get better. Some of these symptoms get better as you progress through your pregnancy. Not this one, okay? You will be dealing with this your entire pregnancy. And it gets worse as the baby gets bigger. Sorry to break it to you, but that's just what's gonna happen. Now, this next symptom, for me personally, I didn't know that it was a symptom because I've been dealing with this basically all my life. Well, not all my life, but since I was a teenager, and that is back aches. I have a minor case of scoliosis. So when I was like 14, I had huge back issues. My back would hurt all the time. Yeah, so for me, having something wrong with my back wasn't that abnormal, but I did realize that I was having back aches, and it had stopped for a while because, as I grew up, my spine straightened out, so, I didn't really have that many back issues. But yeah, I was having really bad back aches, and I'm like, I don't know, like, am I getting my cycle? I figured that's what it was because it was around the time when it was supposed to come. So that's one symptom that you might not notice if you are one, expecting your period, and two, if you already have back issues. So that was one that I didn't realize was a symptom, but it definitely was a symptom. And that one lasted my first trimester. I had back issues, and then my second trimester was good in terms of my back issues, and then my third trimester, that's when my back started hurting again because again my belly was growing so big. So yeah, those were the only 2 trimesters when I really had back aches, and pregnancy pillows really help for that. I made a video about my first trimester, you guys might have seen it, and I did mention that I got my pregnancy pillow in my first trimester because of those back aches. So if you're experiencing that, you should try to get your pregnancy pillow as early as you can. People thought I was, doing it too early, but I didn't care. I needed something to support my back. So do what you gotta do. I got myself a pregnancy pillow, and it really helped me a lot with my back issues. Okay, so this next one right here might get a little too TMI for some people. You can click off if you want. But again, I want to be real and honest with you guys. This is a symptom that I didn't understand. But let me tell you guys, okay, Google was my best friend before I found out I was pregnant. I'm like Googling, what are signs and symptoms? Oh my gosh, this is happening to me. This is happening to me. I think I'm pregnant. This is the one when I was like, no, this is the one. This is the sign that I am pregnant for sure, for sure. Before I tell you guys what it was, so I kind of figured that I might get pregnant because when you're ovulating, your discharge, like I said, this is going to be a little graphic. Your discharge is like, kind of like egg whites. It's like stretchy and like, it's like, that's the only way I can describe it is egg whites. Stretchy and slimy like that. So I experienced that, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm ovulating. I might get pregnant. This next sign, symptom, whatever you want to call it, is implantation bleeding. Some of you may or may not know what that is. Let me briefly explain it. Implantation bleeding is basically the egg implanting in your uterus, and that causes light bleeding. It's nothing crazy. It's not like a whole period or anything like that. But I experienced light bleeding, and I knew that it wasn't my period. After having my cycle since I was 12 years old, I know what is and what's not my period, and I knew for sure that wasn't my period. I'm like, okay, I ovulated and now I'm having implantation bleeding. So this was actually maybe a few days or so before my actual period is supposed to come. I googled it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm texting my fiance, my boyfriend then. I'm texting him like, yo, I think I'm pregnant. Like, this is a sign. I looked it up and it looks exactly how they said it would look, how they described it. I was on the internet looking up signs and symptoms of early pregnancy every single day. Every day. Every single day. As if what I found was going to change. I don't know why I looked it up every single day, but I was searching and searching. Any little thing that happened to me, I was Googling it every day, okay? Researching the earliest signs of pregnancy. Like, it was crazy. So this next symptom actually happened to me after I found out that I was pregnant. And I found out really early on. I found out when I was 4 weeks because I took a pregnancy test, I think the day my period was supposed to come. Because I knew it. Like I said, after that implantation bleeding happened, I knew I was freaking pregnant. I was like, no, we're taking a test on the day my period is due. And of course, I ended up being pregnant. So this next symptom is so obvious, and most people do have this. Some people have it longer than others. For me, it only lasted for my first trimester, and that is nausea. I never once threw up, but I was so nauseous in the beginning. And again, if you saw the video when I explained my third trimester symptoms, every meal I had to have a freaking seltzer water, okay? Seltzer water with every meal because it made me so nauseous to eat, but I knew I had to eat, but I never threw up. Well, I threw up one time in my first trimester, but that was it. But some people experience nausea throughout their whole entire pregnancy. God bless you if you do. I'm glad that didn't happen to me, but yeah. I did seltzer water, so if you want to try seltzer water or ginger ale with your meals. I didn't do ginger ale because I didn't want to keep drinking sugar all day. So I just had the salsa water. That helped me a lot with my nausea. And now my baby boy is waking up, so I gotta wrap this video up. That is actually all the signs and symptoms that I experienced early on in my pregnancy and how I knew I was pregnant before I even took my pregnancy test. So if you guys experience any of these signs and symptoms, you might want to take a pregnancy test. Just saying, just in case. But again, everybody's body is different, so take this with a grain of salt. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now, okay, so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.